everyone, welcome back to my channel, TorAthena, where today I'm doing a really awesome, super independent comic book, self-published, called Hex Loader. This was written by Dan Whitehead and drawn by Connor Boyle. The link will be below to any information on this comic if you're more than interested to check it out or buy it, but for now, here's my review. The writer, Dan, emailed me asking if I review comics for independent or self-published people, of which, of course I do. I'm an independent business and love to help and promote. That said, I'm never biased, I'm always honest with my reviews, so I was relieved when, after he was so nice and sent me physical copies of his comics, that I read this and Midwinter, which I've already done a review on, I'll put the link below. To my delight, I liked these comics. I didn't just like, I loved them. Midwinter was my favourite out of the two, I have to admit, but this is equally awesome, especially if you're into retro video games. What I really like is at the back, because the only thing I don't like about comics is that with a book, there's a blurb that kind of sells the book to you. With comics, that doesn't happen. I have to research this. Do you know how lazy I am? But with this comic, it actually says Hex. 1. An evil spell or bad omen. 2. Hexadecimal computer code. That just makes me excited for so many reasons, because Hexadecimal is a bad guy in my favourite TV show Reboot anyway, which is about computer games, so I digress. Loader, number 1, a program which places code into memory for execution. Basically, this is set in the 80s in Britain, which already makes me excited because no comics are ever set in Britain. And it's about this game designer who gets a mysterious package off an estranged friend he used to have, who was this gaming genius and then just went quiet, he vanished after making one amazing game. And he sent him what looks like just this blank tape or just full of code, and he has to decipher it, and maybe there's more to this tape than meets the eye? Of course there is. It's awesome. It's sci-fi, it's dark, it's horror, and it's about retro video games. It's pretty much what every geek wants, right? This comic is so British, it borderlines on offensiveness. It's not inaccurate, but it plays on every stereotype. But yet, once again, not inaccurate. We are just massive stereotypes. There's a bit where he comes in and his mum's like, well, fish and chips are waiting, but there's no mushy peas, and that's my staple diet, so can't argue. The art is a mixture of like this watercolour and charcoal effect. It's very smudgy, atmospheric, dramatic, but sometimes a little bit rough. At times I didn't think it fit until it got further down the line where it gets a lot more darker and demonic, and it just really starts to come into its own. Very little actually happens in this first issue. It's almost like a trailer or just an intro to a movie, which I guess most issues are, but sometimes you can get a hell of a lot crammed into the first issue. But that doesn't matter because the pace of it still draws you in. It's a very atmospheric, slow-paced, but engrossing comic. If you like sci-fi, horror, geekery, retroness, this is a comic that you definitely need to check out. Overall, I genuinely really liked the comic. I definitely would want to pick up issue 2 because there's a lot of questions at the end that I really need answering. So thank you so much, Dan. You've got so much money out of me already because I need to read Midwinter and Hex Loader now. Thank you. Don't forget to comment below because I love talking about comics. Did this comic seem for you? Is this something you're going to check out? Remember, the link is in the description below if you do. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't because I do geeky videos every single day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!